Welcome to our Henna hand designs with Miss Arnowski. Uh, Henna is a really ancient form of Indian decoration on your hands. It's used for all types of celebrations, especially weddings. Now, it's not really good to draw on your hands with anything other than henna. Henna is a special type of paint. So we're going to be making a paper henna artwork today. Let's get started. You need probably a protector paper, right, for your table so you don't get any marker or crayon on your table. You need really any type of paper. A colored paper would be beautiful. However, if you only have computer paper or lined paper, that's fine too. You probably want a pencil and an eraser to start with. And then you really need just any type of marker or pen, preferably not crayon because you can't get as nice of lines, but even a pen would be fine. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so first you're going to trace your hand. I'm going to put my hand like pretty much all the way in the middle of my paper, and I'm going to hold my pencil straight up and down. How are you going to hold your pencil? Hopefully you know, straight up and down. Usually we tilt our pencils to the side. That's how we write. But for this, when we're tracing, we want it straight up and down. I'm going to push up my sleeve. I want to go all the way. Oops, my Fitbit's in the way. That's okay. I'm going to hold my pencil straight up and down. I'm touching my hand. I'm actually going really, really slowly around my hand, going straight up and down. Now, notice how slowly I'm going. You should go just as slow. I'm doing this with pencil first in case I make a mistake, and I'm about to do one on purpose just so you can see how to fix it. If all of a sudden you start to tilt your pencil, you just like forget for a little bit. You're like, la la la. And then you're like, oh no. You just stand that pencil straight up again. You're like, okay, I gotta keep going. Try not to move your hand while this is all happening. It takes intense concentration. Okay, I'm gonna keep going all the way to the end. All right. Okay, so I'm looking at my hand. I'm gonna put it really close to the camera for you. And if I see that like where I tilted my pencil by accident, I did it on purpose, but it's okay. Let's see if you do it by accident. It's okay. You don't have to be like, oh my gosh, what a mistake. I'm gonna start all over again. All you need to do is like erase the little part that is like a mistake and draw it again correctly. You don't even have to retrace your hand, honestly. So I'm going to go over this now with my marker so you can see what I did. But it is really helpful to do it in pencil first in case you make a mistake. Now, for the rest of my designs, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to put some Henna Designs, traditional ones, up in my presentation, but I'm just going to go for it now. A lot of times, henna uses organic shapes. Can we all say organic shapes? Organic shapes come from nature. They're kind of squiggly. So a lot of times people be like, oh, like a flower would be an organic shape. A petal or a leaf would be an organic shape. You might have heard the word organic before in the supermarket. It also means produce that was not treated with any chemicals before while it was growing. So that is the start of my organic shape design. They could also be organic lines, right? Maybe some squiggly types of lines. Now notice I am going just directly in marker. I'm going for it. If all of a sudden I like mess up and I'm like, oh no, I don't like that. Maybe I could just like make it into something I do like instead. Maybe I make it just into a squiggly shape. If you do want to, you could certainly use things like geometric shapes. Like maybe I'm going to make a pattern, right? Repeat my shapes over and over again. Maybe I'll do some geometric triangles. Geometric shapes are shapes that have a name. So for example, the name of a triangle is triangle. And geometric shapes have to have rules. So the rule of a triangle is that it has 3 sides. right? So notice that I'm filling up parts of my hand with different patterns, different types of line. You could use like the flat part of your marker and make thicker lines, or you could use the pointy part of your marker and make some thin lines. That's why like a pen really could only make thin lines. You might not be able to make thick lines if you're just using a pen. And then I'm just gonna add some dots here. Let's see, what could I do next? I think I'm gonna do more flowers. So notice, you don't have to come up with different designs. You could just kind of repeat some designs over and over again to make a pattern. I'm gonna check back in with you when I'm finished. As you can see, I finished my henna design. I used both thick and thin lines. I used organic shapes that come from nature, and I used some geometric shapes that have a name and rules. I filled up my whole hand. Now, if you want to get really fancy, you could use all different colors. I just used my one marker that's like kind of purple. You could also fill up the background with some designs if you would like. You can get really creative. I'm going to post some designs on my presentation that are traditional henna. And traditional henna is actually brown. So if you wanted to do that, you could also do that. You have so many options. I can't wait to see what type of henna line designs you come up with. Happy creating!